Good morning, family. So, another thing on my journey that I've learned about God, one of his characteristics, is that he is a provider, okay? So, if you go to Exodus chapter 16, verse 22, this is Israelites in the wilderness, okay? And God is providing manna for them to eat because there wasn't nothing to eat. And it says, on the sixth day they gathered twice as much, 2 omers for each person. And the leaders of the community came and reported this to Moses. He said to them, "This is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow is to be a day of Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. So bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil. Save whatever is left and keep it until morning." So they saved it until morning as Moses commanded, and it did not stink or get maggots in it. "Eat it today," Moses said, "because today is a Sabbath to the Lord. You will not find any of it on the ground today. 6 days you are to gather it, but on the seventh day, the Sabbath, there will not be any." Okay, so as you can see, God provided for them during the wilderness. It's another part to this I want to show also, okay? So he provided for them food every day except for the Sabbath. They wasn't even allowed to gather on the Sabbath, okay? They were supposed to rest. And he rested also, so that's why he gave them extra the day before so that he wouldn't have to get up and work to provide them food, right? Because we say it's a miracle, but it's just God's work. It's what he do, right? Okay, y'all got that? Y'all holding that? Okay, let's go to Exodus 31:12. It says, "Then the Lord said to Moses, say to the Israelites, you must observe my Sabbath. This will be a sign between me and you for the generations to come, so you may know that I am the Lord who makes you holy." Okay? "Observe the Sabbath because it is holy to you. Anyone who desecrates it is to be put to death. Those who do any work that day must be cut off from their people. For 6 days work is to be done, but the seventh day is a day of Sabbath rest. Holy to the Lord, whoever does any work on a Sabbath day is to be put to death. The Israelites are to observe the Sabbath, celebrating it for the generations to come as a lasting covenant." Okay? "It will be a sign between me and the Israelites forever, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed." Okay? Y'all listening? All right, okay. What I do is every Friday, I cook all the food that we're going to eat for Saturday. And I don't do no cooking, no cleaning, no nothing. Like, I don't even wash the dishes that we use for that day. I wait till the next day and then I wash them, okay? Because God says you're not supposed to do any work, okay? And we're going to go to Exodus 35. It says, "For 6 days work is to be done, but the seventh day shall be your holy day, a day of Sabbath rest of the Lord. Whoever does any work on it should be put to death. Do not light a fire in any of your dwellings on the Sabbath day." Are y'all seeing that? Okay? So God is a provider. He provided for his people. Okay? So we're going to go to Luke 6. Right? So it is said that Jesus is God, right? He's God in the flesh. So we're going to go to Luke 6, and it says, "One Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grain fields, and his disciples began to pick some heads of grain, rubbing them in their hands and eating the kernels. Some of the Pharisees asked, "Why are you doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" Okay? So, if Jesus is God, why didn't he provide for his men the day before so they wouldn't be breaking the law by picking food on the Sabbath? I mean, we just read in Exodus that God provided for Israel the day before so they wouldn't gather on the Sabbath, and he wasn't working on the Sabbath. So why didn't Jesus do that for his men if he is God? Why did he allow them to break the law? And we also read in Exodus more than one time, what did God say about breaking the Sabbath? Should be put to death, right? I'm just saying. That don't sound like the same God. That don't sound like the God that we know already. So that right there shows that he's not God. That he's not the one. Right? And his excuse, right? He tried to cover up by saying, David did, with his companions when they was hungry, that they went and entered the house of God and taking consecrated bread. But y'all, if y'all go back, I think it's in First Kings. David was alone. He wasn't even with anybody. It says David and his men. David was by himself. The priest said it. He said, "Why are you by yourself?" Y'all better read this. Y'all better read this Bible. He said, "Why are you by yourself?" And David asked for regular bread, but the priest said they didn't have any because they had just got rid of it. Because they wasn't allowed to have bread until the next day. They had to eat what they had for the day, and whatever was left, they had to burn it. So they had just got rid of all the regular bread, and all they had left was the consecrated bread. And the priest told David, "You can have this if you've not been with a woman." David was in the middle of a war. They never mess with women while doing war. We can learn that because with Bathsheba, Bathsheba? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that he stole from the other guy. All them guys kept themselves from their women while they was fighting. It was a way of keeping themselves pure so they could focus on the fight, you know what I'm saying? So they was in the middle of a war, which let us know that he wasn't sleeping around. One, he was on the run for his life because Saul was trying to kill him. So he was pure, and the priest gave it to him. He didn't take it. So not only is Jesus breaking law, but he's also a liar. He's a liar. And he doesn't provide for his people. But God does. Y'all better go back and look at this text, y'all. I'm showing y'all where it's at. Go read it, okay? I love y'all. Have a great day.